Hey everybody, it is Leo Ray with Digital Trailblazer. Super excited to share with you 3 simple and free ways to bring in more clients. I was going to get all dressed nice, and then I realized most of the country is freezing right now. So why don't we just stick with the theme and wear keeping the warm, cozy sweatshirts? So I hope everyone's staying warm, able to you know stay inside and avoid all the cold craziness that's going on everywhere. As you jump on, say hello. Let me know you are here with me today. We're going to have a really great conversation, short, sweet, to the point. Have your pen and paper out. Let's really break down. The cat is on my headphones. Really break down how you can start bringing in some extra leads, extra sales, extra clients without additional ad revenue. So we're talking about organic, free strategies that will not cost you any money. So, hello, welcome. We're streaming in a few places tonight. So go ahead and in the comments, share which platform you're on, if you're in the group or if you're on LinkedIn. We got a bunch of people from both locations interested in tonight's event. So let's lay this out. Now, what I like, hey, Nasha, welcome. Okay, so what I really like to do or what I like to see for folks is get your systems in place, get a basic lead gen funnel, get a basic process for selling, and then really so you have your system in place, and then really focus on lead gen and connecting with the right people and sell. Okay, so, what we're going to talk about tonight are different ways to start connecting with these people. So, yes, you need to have some basic systems, or you don't need to, but you really should. Your process will be much easier and simpler if you have some basic systems in place. So, a freebie, a lead gen offer. So, some free download that you give to folks in exchange for their email address or phone number. You should have this in place before you really go out and start searching for people, because if you don't have this yet, that means that you're always continually searching and you're not building any assets over time. So you should be building an email list. You should be building a Facebook group. You should be building these assets over time so that when you do connect with people, if they're not immediately ready to buy, that's okay. They can stay in your ecosystem. You can keep loving on them, showing them some great info and all kinds of stuff, and give them the support that they're looking for. So yes, and we do have some good stuff for you tonight. If we have and hopefully I'm saying your name right. I hope I'm trying. Nasha, if you want to be interviewed on our podcast, go ahead, type in me to apply for that. And then if you want to just chat and see how we can help you out, cool. Just type in info. We'll talk and see how we can help you with all this, because everything we're talking about today is our expertise and what we help people with, putting together their systems, driving traffic, getting more clients. So let's dive on in. All right. So, first is a question for all y'all. Do you have a lead magnet, a freebie that you're giving away? Right. Drop a one if you got a lead magnet. I'm hoping we see a bunch of ones coming. Good. And then from there, hopefully, you know who your target audience is, who you want to work with, just some really basic stuff. So, yes. Okay, good. So, that's the kind of precursor, right? Because I don't want you trying to hustle for clients when you don't even know who you're looking for and you don't have a way to stay connected with them long term and to continue to nurture them if they aren't a good fit right now. Okay. So set that aside, have your systems in place. If you need help with that, type info, we'll chat, see if we can help you out. But let's really break this down. So one really simple strategy that you can do is called podcast guesting. And I just offered you an opportunity to do this on our podcast. Okay, so podcast guesting is where you are on other people's podcasts. So you haven't built up the audience. You don't have to do the editing and the promotion. All you do is show up and be interviewed. Okay, you fill out some forms, maybe meet them ahead of time, but then it's really just showing up, being present, and being on someone's podcast. Now, there's many ways to make sales through this. One, you can make sales from their audience. Kind of the traditional way to think of this is that the audience learns about who you are, what you do, they like you, and they end up finding you and opting into your lead magnet, your freebie, going to your website, whatever, and connecting with you there to learn more, right? That's one really great way. There's also a really great way of connecting with folks and Um, if you really knock their socks off, you might build collaborations with the host. So if you do really phenomenal and what you do really correlates or works well with what the host does, maybe you build some sort of affiliate situation or collaborative thing where you're able to promote each other ongoing or do something, excuse me, together. I have one of my guests that I had on our podcast a month or two ago. She invited me to be on her live event that she's got in Orlando in a week and a half. So that wouldn't have happened if we didn't do podcasting and she didn't do podcast guesting, right? So it's a really great way to collaborate. So when people are on our podcast, we promote it. We are only, I think, 2 months old now on our podcast, and we're ranking. We're doing really, really well. It's growing extensively. Plus, we promote it everywhere. We're going to be sharing it on our YouTube channel of 24,000. We have all of our different social platforms of many, 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 many thousands. And we're going to do a lot of reels. We're going to do stories. We're going to do posts, all of this stuff to really promote those episodes to get more and more downloads, to get your voice or your face in front of more people. So the more exposure you get, the better. So how do you do really well in podcast guesting? Honestly, give them all you got, right? Like have really good energy, share really good insights, and tell powerful stories. Tell stories about yourself and your journey and your transformation. Tell stories about the transformations of your clients, and just use it as an opportunity to really inspire and to leave a lasting impact. As humans, we are programmed to remember stories. That's how we survived from the caveman days. We couldn't, writing wasn't necessarily available. So we learned through oral stories. So people will remember this stuff. So tell them stories. They will remember you. It's a great opportunity to build the know, like, and trust factor. I highly suggest it. Now, in addition, when I've done podcast guesting, I've made sales from people's audiences. So they have an audience, even if they don't have a big audience, they had at least one person that needed what had. We connected and ended up booking a sales call and going through a process becoming a client, which was great. I have also booked sales calls, honest to goodness, from with the hosts that have interviewed me, because in the conversation, I kind of blew them away with information and insight about the topics that we talk about. And it turned out they were just launching a new course. They were just about to do something new and they knew they needed help with it. Awesome. Right. So we had a great conversation on the podcast. And then afterwards, we kept talking and I was giving him free advice and guidance and everything else so that, that ended up going into a sales call. So don't just look at the audience that you're presenting to, but also potentially connecting with the host, whether that's a collaboration or potentially that might be a good client for you. You don't know until you've had conversations. What I love about podcasting and podcast guesting is the just opportunity to talk to a bunch of really cool people. That's been the biggest thing that we've really, really come to appreciate is just really good connections with awesome folks. So I highly suggest podcast guesting, an hour or two a week. Dedicate yourself to that. Do at least a couple a week, and it can really bring in some great clients for you. Again, I suggest you have your systems in place first. But once your systems are in place, and go for it and get on as many podcasts as you can. Make sure that they have a good audience that fits for you, for what you offer, all of that good stuff. And yes, absolutely do all that. Now, that's number one. This you can put in your questions. Sorry, my cat was in my lap and now she's in front of my computer and I can't see your comments. Okay. Um, all right. So if you have any questions about podcast guesting, if you don't know how to connect with podcast hosts, there are groups. There's a group on Facebook that's big. It's called Need a Guest. That's one off the top of my head that I know is a great group. Go in there. You can post in there. You can reply to hosts, posts. You can say that 10 times fast. Posts who are looking for guests. So if it makes sense, if they have overlap with your audience, reach out to them, see if if it would be a good fit. You can also sign up for sites like Podmatch. We like them. If you want, we have an affiliate link if you want to check them out. you can comment pod match and I'll get you the affiliate link for that. Um, but there are tons of great ways to connect with good people. Okay. So I highly suggest it. Now, on top of all that, we have number two. Again, super simple, low tech, nothing fancy. Okay? Virtual networking events. You just have to look good from the shirt up, right? You can have your pajama pants or yoga pants on the bottom. Okay. Make yourself look nice, show up to a networking event. And if you're thinking right now, I don't know what networking event I should go to, I've got one for you. Okay. Write this down, share it. Someone who's taking notes, go ahead, type it in the comments here so everyone can see it. But happyneighborhoodproject.com. Happyneighborhoodproject.com is a networking organization that you can go. They have over 48 networking events every single week, and you can attend for free. I have done this in the past, and I have made sales from the events that this organization puts on. So I highly suggest it. Okay. Making those connections, getting in front of the right people. Now, how do you do awesome in these types of events? Love on them. Like, just share your expertise. I essentially end up just kind of coaching people on them. Like, okay, what's your situation? Awesome. I give them just free advice and training and coaching right there on the networking event. And if they're looking, if they're hungry, they're hooked, right? They're ready for more. They're ready to learn. So it's a really great opportunity. Have a very simple process and way for them to move forward with you, to connect with you, um, and then but just set aside an hour, 2 hours a week, be on networking events, having conversations, and just shining. And make sure you have a really good um, travel agents. Yes, Nasha. Any like, do people? You have to ask yourself: do the people who would buy your product, would they be at these events? Do so essentially in networking events, you're typically going to have entrepreneurs, authors, coaches, speakers, home service industry people, like all kinds of just like small business owners, all this kind of stuff. So do those people travel? Yes, they like to travel. So that could potentially be a really good opportunity for you to connect them, right? So just make sure that your types of people, and I think a lot of people like to work, even life coaches and everything, so they like to work with entrepreneurs, small business owners. So it's that one is a really good event. And there's probably non-business related. They have so many different categories of networking events that they host every week that I'm sure that there's more non-businessy stuff. It's just I specifically used it for businessy stuff. So that's what my mindset was when I was looking through it and going through that process. So I highly suggest that. Write that down. I'll say it again, happyneighborhoodproject.com. And my Chrome is broken. Everything's crashing. I think I need to restart my computer. Um, so so if you're sending comments and I haven't seen it, my apologies. I will reply to each and every one of them during the replay or afterwards for sure. So I want you to drop a number two if you've been to a networking event, and I'd love to hear how did it go. I have absolutely closed many people from networking events. From hey, Mr. Slim, I don't want to attempt your first name. That looks hard, but welcome. I've absolutely closed several people, many people from networking events. And again, my strategy: bring my personality, make sure I have good energy, that I'm not, wanting a nap or something like that, that I have good energy going on. And that I just give them free advice. I just look for an opportunity to share my expertise in a way that would really resonate with people. So if someone's like, for us, we help coaches and course creators to sell their programs, to get clients, to get customers. Hey, Dee, so good to see you. It's been forever. So that's what we do. So if someone talks about being a coach or a consultant or a course creator, I'm going to dive on in and give them all kinds of advice on how to grow. And from there, I want to hook them. I want to get them excited about what the opportunities are for them and everything else. And then I'm going to give them a really easy way to connect with me. And even on those networking events, I've been like friending them on Facebook during the event so that we could talk after. Really easy. So I highly suggest it. Way too long, D. So long, so long. Okay. So that's like honestly, honest to goodness, on a networking event, looking up their name on Facebook and friending them and saying hi or something. Like building those connections right there live as you're talking to them so that you can continue that conversation easily. You can, if you like phone calls or text message, you can totally do that. I know for me, Facebook Messenger is really easy. And if they're active on Facebook, then I'll absolutely do that. So I highly suggest it. So that's number two. Okay, so let's say you do 2 hours a week on podcast guesting. Do another hour, 2 hours a week doing networking. Okay. Oh, baby's good. That's good, D. Oh, I'm so glad to hear. That's beautiful. She's got I think it's a girl, but a baby, I think it's a granddaughter, I believe. Sorry if it's a boy, D. I'm trying to remember. But those two strategies, super simple. Super simple, and you can build those relationships. Now, again, have your systems in place. So when you're on these networking events, you can have a freebie that everyone can get. They can opt into your lead magnet. You can offer it to the full group. When you're on a podcast, you want your freebie handy so that you can tell them where, it's grabmyfreebie.com and you're going to get XYZ, right? So that you're able to build the list that you can continue to nurture ongoing. Because some people that you connect with are going to be red hot and ready to go. Other people are going to need some nurture time. And so you want to build those assets. Absolutely. Yes, granddaughter. Oh, no, bless her. That's a lot. Oh, that's so good to hear. Okay, so what is the third? What is a simple but very effective free strategy that each and every one of you watching today can start doing immediately? Facebook Lives on your profile. And if you're on LinkedIn and you're like, I hate Facebook, I don't do Facebook. Okay, cool. Do it on LinkedIn. Everyone else is do it on Facebook. Do live trainings. You see what I'm doing here? I'm just giving value. I'm just sharing. I'm not charging you for this. I'm not making you opt in for this. I'm just giving it away. Giving away some good insights and tips and things to help you. Why should you do this? So imagine you do podcast guesting. You do networking, and now you're building your network. They're connecting with you on Facebook. They're connecting in your email list. They're doing all these things. Well, how do you keep nurturing them? Well, not only will doing lives on your personal profile start to reach new people as you get better and better at the same time, it's going to nurture and keep you in top of mind for all the people that you have already connected with. So it's a very powerful tool. And by doing lives, you will actually be able to get better at how you speak and how you present yourself, how you show up in what the energy that you show up with, so that your podcast guesting that will be better, so that your networking will be better. So if you aren't showing up on a regular basis doing live video, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. So how would this work? So you're doing podcast guesting, you're doing networking, you're inviting them to get your freebie. When you do your freebie, they're getting on your email list. Okay. You do a live on your personal profile or you schedule it ahead of time and then email your list about it or email your list the replay to it. So they're not just in your email, but now they're checking you out on social. They're seeing live interactive video. They're understanding your personality. They can clearly see that you know what you're talking about, that you're the real deal. All of that is awesome. Okay. And builds that credibility, builds that know, like, and trust factor, and continually moves them one step closer at a time. So, podcast guesting, networking, lives. Do those three things, and you can crush this. Okay. Absolutely. So, how frequently would you do lives? That's a great question. Okay. As much as you can handle. Now, at this point in my career, I'm doing once a week on my in my group primarily, but sometimes also streamed elsewhere. I'm trying to clear out some space to do more lives. Okay. But right now I do once a week. When I was starting, before I had massive lead flow every single day of people connecting with us, and I had to hunt a little harder, if you will, I would do runs of lives on my personal profile. I would do lives in like 90-day runs on my personal profile. And it was just little like insights for the day, little tips, little motivations, all of these little things to build the know, like, and trust. And if you imagine how comfortable you get going live doing that, where no matter what, before your head hits the pillow, you have to do the live every day, even if it's for 5 minutes. You had to go live. You get really comfortable. You get okay showing up as is. No makeup. My lashes are gone. Like I'm about ready for bed, like all of that stuff. But I'm showing up because I'm totally fine showing up. Like I have the confidence to look however I look and I'm here. Right. And I'm giving value. And so all of that builds the more that you do it. So I highly suggest set a rule for yourself. Maybe it's 5 days a week. 5 days a week on your personal profile. At noon, you have like a lunch and learn, like we used to do it when I was a nurse in the hospital. Somebody would buy us lunch, and we'd have to listen to some in service, right? So do a lunch and learn, right? Set us time for yourself. Yes, set a time for yourself and stick to it. And then all of these networking, all of this attention that you're getting from the other things you're doing can have more fruit. It can be more fruitful because people are warming up hotter and faster because you're seeing you in those live videos. D says it also beats writing it all out. Absolutely. If I had to sit down and like script my lives, ugh, or if I had to write a blog post instead of just going live and talking, girl, I don't have time for that. Like, I got kids running, like, I've got kids literally screaming in the other room right now. Like, I don't have time to sit down. Like, I need quiet thinking time to like write. Right now, I can just talk. Gee, hearing the same thing. Yeah. I can just talk to you because I have the expertise. And you, as the coach, as the course creator, as the expert, you should have the knowledge up here. And the more that you go live, the easier it is to just speak to it. Just have it top of mind, just able to speak to it. If you're like, I don't know if I can do that, you're going to be bad at the beginning, and that's okay. You have to get through the bad to become good. Okay. So set a rule. Tomorrow, start going live every day, Monday through Friday, right? And then add in those two other pieces, gold, gold. And you're getting attention, and now you're further nurturing and warming them up. Now, where do you take them from here? So if you're watching this and you're like, hey, I like this gal. She clearly knows what she's talking about, but I'm going to need some help. Like, I don't have any systems to nurture. I don't have my system set up for lead gen. Like, I don't have the basic stuff set up yet, or I don't have my offer figured out or my messaging. Okay, cool. That's what we help with. Okay. Type in info in the chat. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and just click the link and just grab a time to talk with me. We'll chat, see what's going on, see how we can help you out. Not a sales call, conversation, right? There'll be nothing available for you to purchase. So offer something, and she does. So thanks, Dee. Offer something really simple like that, where they're just taking a step closer to you. You're not pitching your stuff on there. It's just a conversation to even see where they are. Maybe you send them some more free stuff. Maybe you give them this another download or free training. Maybe they're ready for something small, and you set up, get them information so that they can go look at that. But you're not pitching them on this call. Right? If they're interested in more, you can set them to a call where you actually discuss your offers. But this is just a chat, see what's going on, right? So I highly suggest that you implement all three of these in your business for 2024. Set this up right. You will find that momentum builds over time. If you do this for a week and you're like, I don't have any new clients, this clearly doesn't work. Wrong attitude. Okay. It won't work in a week. This might take 4 weeks, but then you can get a high ticket client. And then maybe the next one comes after only 2 weeks, and the next one only after another week, because momentum builds over time. You're pushing that boulder right down, and it starts to travel downhill, and it starts to really pick up momentum. So it takes a minute, right? So you have to be committed to the process. You have to be committed to doing it. But when you do, that's when the magic happens, and you're able to just thrive and do amazing and have a good constant flow of new leads, prospects, and sales coming into your business. So I would love to see a commitment from people here. I know Dee's a go-getter. Would you do this, Dee? Okay. Commit 4 weeks of doing this. Okay. 2 podcast guesting a week, 2 networking events a week, every day, Monday through Friday, Facebook Lives for 4 weeks. I dare somebody to do it. I dare you. you know how many times I hear, I just need a client. I just need a client. I just need one sale. I hear it all the time. I'm giving you the formula. Okay. I'm giving you the formula. Podcast guesting twice a week, 2 networking calls a week, lives Monday through Friday. I want you to do 4 weeks of it straight. Do not quit. Do not just commit. Okay. Decommits. Good. Okay. I love it. I want to test this. I want to see who can beat D because my money's on D. This woman will follow through. Okay. I want to see who's actually going to do it and see the results and how many clients you can bring in no matter how early you are in this process. Because this process will work for total newbies. This will also work for more advanced people who maybe they run summits for their main traffic and they're in between summits and they don't want to run paid ads right now. Cool, do this. Maybe you're running paid ads, but you have a small budget. Cool. Add to what you're doing with paid ads with this. Simple. Okay. Nasha, I do Zoom presentations. Does that count? Um, it's not as good. If you have to use it as a starting point where you're sharing like PowerPoint slides and you're not comfortable on camera, you can do that. I would prefer that you get to where you're forward facing on camera because that's where people connect with you. If you only saw my PowerPoint slides right now, you'd like kind of like me, but you wouldn't see my smile. You wouldn't see my body language. You wouldn't see any of that stuff. And it wouldn't go quite so well. Okay. So if you have to start there, great. Or if you do it, go back and forth between Zoom or your slides and back to your face. Go back and forth like that would be an option. Okay. The knowing you're human. Yes, Dee, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Bring it. Okay, D's on for the challenge. So everybody watching the replay, if you want to challenge D to this, you got your assignment. Challenge her. Let's do this and see the awesome results that you're going to get. Okay. So if you didn't hear it, happyneighborhoodproject.com. That's the networking site that I would suggest for you to go check out. You can go to Podmatch or Need a Guest is a group here on Facebook. You get matched up with hosts there. There is a ton of opportunity. Okay. Great point. Yay. Good. Okay. Hey, Erica. Good to see you. So, okay. Rise to the challenge. One more time. Here's your assignment for all those who want to crush this, who want to make 2024 much, much different than 2023. Okay. 2 podcast guestings a week, 2 networking events a week, daily lives Monday through Friday on your personal profile if you're on Facebook. Otherwise, LinkedIn if you're on LinkedIn instead. Okay. Nestor Flores, I would like you to use slides in your videos. On recorded videos and stuff, if we're doing tutorial type stuff, we might do that, Nestor. But in reality, that's not what our live format is because we want to build relationship. So that's why I tell people to grab a pen and paper at the beginning of this because I'm going to give you assignments. Happy neighborhoodproject.com. Happyneighborhoodproject.com. The other thing I said about podcasting is Need a Guest is a group on Facebook. Need a Guest is a podcasting group. So type in Need a Guest on Facebook and look for the group. And Podmatch. Podmatch is a really good service that you can. It's inexpensive. You can pay to be matched with hosts. I have an affiliate link if you want me to send you the link for that. So just type in Podmatch in the comments, and then I'll send you that link. You can check them out. So we use both Facebook and Podmatch both. Okay, awesome. So okay, I look so forward to this and seeing 4 weeks of results and seeing the growth, and even just paying attention, guys. It's how many views are you getting at the beginning to how many views do you get at the end? Right? How good is your pitch at the beginning when you're on those and you're connecting with people on those networking events? How good is it at the end? Right? How good are your interviews at the beginning? How good are they at the end? Right? This is all about growth. You have to grow into the person who has a successful business. It ain't just going to fall in your lap. Right? This is part of the growth process. Watch those numbers. Absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to wrap, guys. again, check those things out. I can't wait to hear. I want everyone who's going to commit to this, commit here in the comments. Let me know. Um, this is gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited for you. Okay, so commit to it. I will see y'all next Monday. I want updates from all y'all who are gonna do it. How did the first week go? Okay, let me know tomorrow. I'm sorry, next week Monday. I'll do 7 Eastern again, 6 Central, 4 Pacific time. Okay, so we'll be back next week. We'll have another good topic to talk about, but I want updates from this. Okay. So have a blessed week. Go out there and crush it. You can totally do this. Okay. I will see y'all next Monday.